Dear Heartlines Love Story Radio, my name is Caleb Rivers. I'm 32, and I live in Dallas, Texas. I own a modern home design firm now, a company that bears my name. But what I'm about to share isn't a story of business success. It's a story of love, and how I lost the one who built me from the ground up. I grew up in a small town outside Waco. My dad was a carpenter, quiet, disciplined, never said much, but always built with care. He believed in honest work and calloused hands. My mom, she worked at a diner her whole life. Bright red lipstick, raspy laugh, the kind of woman who never let you leave the house without breakfast or a hug. We didn't have a lot, but we had warmth, structure, and Sunday afternoons fixing things around the house. I remember watching my dad carve a door frame, his hands steady, his eyes focused, and thinking, I want to build something one day too, but dreams cost money. And by the time I was 18, my parents were barely making ends meet. College wasn't in the cards. I moved to Dallas with nothing but a duffel bag, a sketchbook, and a stubborn kind of hope. I worked construction by day, washed dishes by night. No degree, no savings, no real direction, just a dream and empty hands. Then I met her. Her name was Elise Harding. She was 28 and lived in Fort Worth, Texas. Petite with light brown hair, usually tied in a loose bun. Soft freckles brushed across her cheeks, and hazel eyes that always seemed to understand more than they let on. Elise had the kind of warmth that wrapped around you without asking permission. She was balancing more than most, studying nursing by day, washing dishes with me by night, and caring for her younger brother Noah, who had autism. And somehow, she still found time to journal quietly in corners, sketch flowers in the margins of her textbooks, and lose herself in dog-eared romance novels she found in thrift store bins. We worked side by side in the kitchen. She'd sneak leftover garlic bread into my locker with a smile like it was nothing. Our first real conversation happened during a shared break over cold pasta. She looked at one of my napkin sketches and said with a gentle laugh, "You're going to build houses one day that people fall in love in." That line stayed with me longer than I ever admitted. The first time I stayed at Elise's apartment, I was locked out of mine. I had $6 in my pocket and a backpack full of regret. She didn't ask questions. She just handed me a spare key and said, "You and Noah can share the couch fort." She gave me a mattress in the living room, packed me lunch in her brother's lunchbox, and never once made me feel like a burden. I still remember how she used to fall asleep on the couch, textbooks on her lap, her hand resting lightly over Noah's foot to calm his nightmares. The silence in that apartment was always warm, like it knew we didn't have much. But we had peace. When I failed my first contractor's exam, I crumpled the result sheet and tossed it across the room. Elise just hugged me and whispered, "Fail forward, Caleb. That's how progress works." I didn't know what that meant at the time, but now I do. My first gig came from a retired school teacher who saw one of my sketches. I did the entire kitchen remodel for just $900 and a box of tools. Elise brought me soup in a thermos and helped me paint the baseboards. The night I passed my trade license on the second try, Elise cried harder than I did. She baked a lopsided chocolate cake and lit one candle in the middle. We didn't have champagne, so we toasted with apple juice. It was the happiest night of my life, and it had nothing to do with my license. As work picked up, I started staying late on job sites. Elise would leave sticky notes in my toolbox. "You got this, proud of you." But over time, her voice became something I listened to less. She'd ask if I could come home for dinner. I'd say, "I'll try." And "I'll try" turned into, "I forgot." Her texts got shorter. I didn't notice the silence growing between us because I filled it with ambition. At a design conference, I met Julia Blake, a real estate consultant. She was sharp, sophisticated, and full of opportunity. She offered exposure, connections, and attention. We started working together, then texting, then brunch. Elise became background noise, a soft memory I didn't want to confront. I never broke up with her. I just stopped answering. Her last text said, "I hope you're okay. If you ever need a friend, I'm still here." I did not reply, and I still carry that silence. It was 2 years later when I saw her again. I had just finished speaking at a design expo. The lights were still warming down, and I was shaking hands with strangers when I turned around to find her standing there. Her hair was shorter, styled in a soft wave. She wore blue scrubs with a lanyard that read, "Seattle Children's Hospital." She looked stronger, older, but still so much like home. She handed me a lost phone someone dropped. "You dropped this," she said quietly. My throat tightened. I tried to say something, anything, but I couldn't form the words. She smiled, just a little. "You did it, Caleb. I always knew you would." I reached for her hand, but she gently stepped back. "I'm happy you found your dream." And just like that, she turned and walked away. No anger, no bitterness, just a goodbye I didn't deserve. It's been years since that moment, but her voice echoes through the best and worst of my days. I live in a condo overlooking the Dallas skyline. There's success, sure. There's recognition, but something's missing from all of it, and I know what it is. I drive past job sites and still hear her voice encouraging me. I eat lunch alone most days and wonder what she'd pack me if she still cared. One night I searched her name, found an old local article from Seattle. Elise Harding, Nurse of the Year. She had made a name for herself after all. There was a photo. She was smiling genuinely. Next to her was a man, a bearded guy with kind eyes, and a child clinging to his leg. I didn't recognize him, but I knew his role. He was her new peace, her new home. And me? I was the chapter before the one she truly deserved. I wrote a letter once, folded it carefully, stared at her name on the envelope for days. I know I lost the right to speak to you the day I stopped showing up, but if words mean anything, I need you to hear this. You didn't just love me, you built me. When I was at my lowest, you opened your world and your heart without asking for anything in return. You deserved a forever I was too scared to give. I never sent that letter. I burned it the night before a magazine interview, because I knew sending it wouldn't undo the past, and she had already moved on. Some letters are meant to heal the sender, not the receiver. Last month, I visited our old neighborhood. Her apartment was now a laundromat, but as I stood across the street, I could still picture her standing at the window with her hair tied back and that sleepy smile. I whispered into the wind, "I'm sorry." I whispered it a second time, just in case the first one didn't reach her. I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in echoes. And the ones in that street, they were loud that day. A few months after finding that article, I got an invitation to a charity gala in Seattle. I didn't plan to go, but a part of me, one I kept buried, wanted to see if she'd be there. She was. Across the ballroom, in a navy dress, talking to donors with the ease of someone who belonged. I stayed hidden in the shadows, just watching until she spotted me. There was a flicker in her eyes. She walked toward me, graceful, calm. "What are you doing here, Caleb?" I couldn't lie, so I just said, "I wanted to see you." She nodded slowly, then smiled sadly. "Then see me, see who I am now." And I did, not as someone I lost, but someone who grew, someone I wasn't meant to keep, but who helped me become. She reached out and placed her hand on my arm. "Goodbye, Caleb. For real this time. She married the man from the article. His name's Evan, pediatric surgeon. They have a son now, Noah's namesake. I only know this because I saw a wedding photo when researching for a project in Seattle. It came up in a search result. I closed the laptop and sat in silence for hours. Not in grief, not in regret, but in something heavier, acceptance. Not every story ends with a second chance. Sometimes, the most honest kind of love is letting someone go without asking for a return. I opened a nonprofit wing in my firm, the Harding Initiative. We renovate old homes for families who can't afford restoration. Every time we finish a house, I include a small brass plate by the door that says, "Built on belief." It's my way of honoring her. Not just the woman she was to me, but the foundation she laid for the man I became. I never told her, never needed to, because deep down, I know she already knows. Sometimes I visit the park where we used to sit on the swings, eating cold fries and talking about dreams. I sit there alone, but it doesn't feel empty. It feels timeless. The bench creaks. The wind carries whispers. Her laughter lives in the trees, and I smile, 'cause loving her didn't end with her absence. It lives on in every home I design with heart, in every young builder I mentor, in every gentle thing I do because she once taught me how to be soft. There are loves that fade, loves that break, loves that disappear quietly, and then there are loves that shape you forever. Elise didn't just teach me love, she taught me presence, and I failed her. But if love could build a monument, hers would stand taller than any building I ever design. This is my thank you, my apology, my truth, to the one who loved me through my worst. Even if she never hears this, I'll say it anyway. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Dear listeners of Heartlines, you may never get a perfect ending. You may never get a chance to say, "I'm sorry," to the one who carried you through the storm. But that doesn't mean you can't carry them forward with love. Caleb didn't lose Elise because she was too good for him. He lost her because he wasn't ready to love in the way she loved him. If someone is holding space for you while you figure out who you are, don't leave them behind when you arrive. And if you've ever been Elise, I hope you know your love wasn't wasted. It planted something eternal. And maybe, just maybe, someone out there is still building a better version of themselves because of what you gave. Regret only the silence that followed. If you were in Caleb's place, would you have tried to win her back? Or would you have stayed silent out of respect? If you were Elise, could you ever truly let go of someone you loved through their worst? Have you ever loved someone into their better version, only to watch them live it without you? Let us know in the comments. Your words might help someone else heal tonight. See you in the next story.